Okay, when is it the line between self-indulgent and when is it being responsible?
Well, you don't know the difference? I guess not.
Sometimes I don't.
Oh, all right. Can you give us a specific example? Yes.
Well, I meet a lot of, like, for example, if there's like a lot of people in the spiritual world who are like, my guides told me that I need to stay home today. Like,
Yes.
like stuff like that.
Yes.
Where
I
it's
understand.
It
Yes.
occurs a little bit like, okay, you're following your
All right,
guidance,
you
but
can
then
stop,
it seems
you
a
can
little
stop,
bit.
you can stop.
Okay.
I'll ask you a question.
Yes.
And this is really the question that everyone needs to ask themselves in this scenario. How honest are you willing to be with yourself? That's really the issue. How honest are you willing to be? If you're afraid to be honest because you're afraid of what you might find, then that's not going to work and you're going to experience a lot of what you're talking about. Indecision and confusion about being able to tell the difference between anxiety and excitement, or covering up your anxiety and making it appear to be excitement. This is kind of what we were talking about last night with the idea of the filter, because you can put a false positive or a false negative on things and make one thing seem to be its opposite. But this takes great honesty and willingness to investigate the self and ask the self the real questions. Am I being self-indulgent here? Am I actually acting from anxiety and calling it excitement just because I'm too afraid to look at what's making me anxious? And I just can't be bothered? I'm just too afraid to go there? It's just too much for me? You have to understand that if you have that kind of a definition, then yes, it may be quite possible that you're going to be overindulgent in things that aren't necessarily in your best interest or aligned with your true vibration. But you have to be honest about it to know the difference.
Okay.
That's all it takes. The willingness to dig deep and be honest about why you are experiencing what you're experiencing, why you are choosing what you're choosing, and not be afraid to find out what that answer is. Because there is no real reason to be afraid. Anything you will discover about yourself can always be used in a positive way, can always be used to add to your overall joy and love and creativity and excitement. Always. Always. No exceptions. You can create what appear to be exceptions, but there aren't really any. Remember, this is just belief systems making themselves seem indispensable, because that's what belief systems have to do in order to be experienced as a solid reality. Otherwise, they're just smoke and mirrors. So negative beliefs will convince you to be afraid to look for them because they don't want you to let them go. They will reinforce themselves any way they can. They will lie to you. They will confuse you. They will shine shiny objects in front of you. Ooh, look, shiny. Don't look over here. Look over here. They'll do anything in their power to prevent you from finding them, even making you feel very, very, very afraid to look. But if you understand that that's just a game, it's just a trick, then you can go looking and know that there's really nothing to be afraid of. That's the kind of honesty we're talking about. It comes with the knowledge that the only thing you could ever discover, no matter how deeply you go, is just more of the you actually prefer to be. That's all you will ever discover in the unknown, more of yourself.
Okay.
Is this helping?
Yes.